Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Bro, how
Can
is
I hear
men
you?
more
Hold
emotional
up.
than
Can I hear you, bro?
emotional creatures, man?
Hold up. There we go. There we go. Yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. What's going on? What's going on?
How are you saying that men are more emotional than females?
Listen. You
That
gotta
makes no logical sense, man.
listen. You gotta hear me out. You gotta really hear me out. You gotta hear me out first, right? Men were the ones. Men are the men. We don't really regulate our emotions. We don't talk about how we feel. We don't talk about what we got going on, right? So we keep a lot of
That doesn't
emotions.
go for all men. That does
But
not
that goes
stand
for
for
a
all
lot of
men.
men, though. A lot of men, though. That
There's a
goes for.
lot of men. There's a lot of men that actually talk about how they feel.
There's a lot of men that don't
And
too. You gotta
even
admit,
if
there's a
they
lot of
don't,
men that
even
don't. It goes both ways. There's a lot of men that do, and a lot of men that don't. So think about like
either
this.
way, the men that don't talk about regulating their emotions, that makes them less emotional than females.
That's not
Right
true.
or wrong?
Because if you don't regulate your, if you don't talk about your emotions, you don't regulate your emotions, you're gonna keep a lot of that inside, which in turn just allows you to build it up, which means you're gonna react more to things that piss you off. You're gonna react more to things that get you emotional. You're gonna have a more of an overreaction compared to what somebody like women, they always talk about their emotions. They always talk about their feelings. You know how they always going around. A lot of women talk about their feelings. They talk about their feelings in groups, right? So in a lot of ways they get their emotions out in that scene when they talk about it. Where they go to, a lot of them are more prone to go to therapy. Men, we just keep that shit pendulum inside and keep it pushing. We act like everything's cool and dandy, which in turn leads us to be more emotional on the inside, which turn that's why
Bro,
we,
you think you sound intelligent, but you really don't, bro. Let me
bro,
cook.
think, bro, what you got to say?
Bro,
Okay, why you say that?
how, bro, females are literally able to experience more emotions than men. Like, they literally have fantasy. Men don't have fantasy. You know that?
They said what? You said what? I didn't hear that last part.
Females are able to experience fantasy and men are not. Like,
Fa-
females have more emotions and stuff like that on their will than men do.
you said fantasy, like they have more fantasy. And shit? They can experience more fantasy.
Yeah, but that's what come with more emotions. Like, females are able, I'm basically saying females are able to experience more emotions than men. Hence, the main masculine emotion there is what? Anger.
And
I
anger's
give it
not a
to a lot of
masculine
men. A
emotion
lot of
though.
men are angry
Anger's
inside.
not a
A lot
masculine
of men are,
emotion though. I wouldn't say anger's a masculine emotion though.
bro. Females literally have a cycle every month that affects their emotions.
Yeah, but I think it's their emotions may get affected more. But us as men, this is why we have stoicism. Like we literally like look at niggas that
If
have
your
to
emotions
control their emotions,
affected,
and we look at them
get
with a certain
affected
way.
more, then you're more emotional.
But okay, it's,
You just said it yourself. You just said it yourself, bro.
no, but just because your emotions, listen, our men emotions are affected a long way too, right? But here's the thing about men:
How so?
we don't control. We literally have a phrase for this called stoicism, which means the ability to control your emotions. We honor niggas that like yo got that ability to
That's
control your
not
emotions. We're taught
stoicism.
to learn how to
Stoicism
control
is,
our emotions.
bro. You're wrong. You're wrong. That's not stoicism, bro. Stoicism is not the ability to control your emotions.
Then
Stoicism is the
what do you think
ability
it
to
is?
have
Wait,
no.
what would you define?
It's
Would you define that as simply?
stoicism is the ability to have no emotion.
No emotions? I wouldn't say that.
Yes,
I
and
don't
that
call it. Let's hold on. Let me look it up. Let
you
me look it up.
Google it. Google it right now. Google it.
Stoicism. It's right here. It's right here. All right, let me look at it. And Stoicism is an ancient philosophy focused on achieving a good, tranquil life through virtue, reason, and living in accordance with nature, emphasizing self-control, reliance, and distinguishing between what we can control, our judgments and our actions, and what we cannot control external events. So that's basically saying being able to control, have poise, being able to control
Exactly.
yourself.
That's basically saying that men are meant to be stoic and females are meant to have emotions.
But that's being of control of your
Let me ask
emotions.
you a question. What's more common? Let me ask you a question. What's more common? A man that's stoic, like in calm, or a female that's stoic and calm in chaotic situations? Who does the household rely on when there's a chaotic event taking place
I
at
would say
home?
the men.
Is
I
it going
would
to be
say
the
the
woman?
men. I would be
Hey,
inclined to say the
Let
men.
me answer.
But there's a lot
Let
of
me
men
cook.
that can't
Let me
control
cook.
their emotions.
Let me
Okay,
cook.
go ahead.
Is it going to be? Let me cook. So, in a chaotic environment in a house, who's to take charge? Who's more likely to take charge because of their lack of emotion? Like, I'm basically saying like men are expected to take control of chaotic situations at home because of their lack of emotion. A female has too much emotion to be the leader of the home. This is why men are the leaders of the home.
You know, I see the point you're talking. I see where you're coming at. I see the angle you're coming at. I feel like I can see where you're coming at. But my thing is the reason why I'm saying men are more emotional. It's not. I'm not saying men are supposed to be more emotional. I'm saying men because a lot of men don't know actually how to process and control it and be stoic and be able to go control their emotions. Men, a lot
You're
of
right.
men
You're right.
get
I'm
that
not
shit
gonna lie.
pent up.
It is an epidemic and more emotional men though. I'm not gonna lie.
Right? Like I feel like that's what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a lot of men out here, especially with a lot of this red pill shit going on, a lot of these other niggas going around. There are a lot of men that don't know how to
Yeah.
control their emotions. They don't actually know how to process these things and actually be a man and I navigate through the emotions. So they pent it up and let that and when they pen it up, it just comes out and it comes out in anger, it comes out in violence. They go do crazy shit. They start saying crazy, acting crazy ways. That's how you get niggas like
Bro,
Kanye.
females be crash out too.
Oh, of course, women can crash. Women crash all the time. But I'm
So
saying
you
is
can't sit up here and say that men are more emotional than females. If females literally have more emotions to experience than men.
no, I'll give you that. Women, we
Like
females can experience more.
we're able to dominate physically because we're stronger than women, but females have the emotional side and the mental aspect that they have over men. This is why a man is more susceptible to fall to mind games than a woman is.
Because you think because females they can read body language, emotional, and tell they're more emotionally intelligent to read through
Bro,
those
it's
things.
literally polarity, bro. It's literally polarity. Men, we have the physical aspect, like we're dominant physically, like we can build a home. Females, they have the mental and emotional aspect of life. This is why, like I said, it's more susceptible. Men are more susceptible to fall to mind games from a woman than a woman is from a man.
Okay.
Because they're able to deal with their emotions way better than us. Because hence, females are emotional beings. They're emotional beings. They're emotional creatures.
Which I can.
It's impossible for. I'm not gonna lie. A female would have to have a lot of testosterone, and a man would have to have a lot of estrogen in order for the man to be more emotional than a female. That's sassy. That's sassy.
Let me ask you this.
And like, you know, it's crazy. Like, females like to play this role, like, oh, men are so emotional. But if you really look at it, if you think about it, arguments that's a masculine thing. This is why A is the first letter in the alphabet. In numerology, the number 1 is a masculine number, right? So arguments, like a lawyer, like that's like a masculine position to have, right? Because arguing is a very masculine thing to do. So when a man is arguing, a female is quick to call a man sassy. And like, I like to look at it like, bro, when a female calls you sassy, that's how you're exactly where you need to be in your masculinity. Because like that's the first thing that they do. Like that's what they rely on is call the men sassy for arguing or something. When in all reality, they don't understand that arguing. Like a real woman not gonna argue with you.
I got a question. I got a question there. Would you say being emotionally intelligent? You said women are emotionally intelligent. They're more emotionally intelligent than men. Would you say that means they're more in control of their emotions, or they're just more emotional? Because men can be emotionally intelligent, very emotionally intelligent too, which allows them to be more in control of their emotions.
To answer your question, I don't think that it's a responsibility for a woman to control her emotions. I feel as though we should create a safe place for them to experience emotions. Because at the end of the day, they are emotional creatures. That's like a female, right? That's like a female not respecting that a man is strong physically. That's like a female that's always trying to compete with a man physically. Like she's always trying to she's trying to work out more than him. She thinks she can lift more weights than him and everything. Would you like to be with a female like that?
That wants to compete with me, like wants to constantly compete with me? It depends. Yes. It depends. Like, what is she like? Is she competing? Is she competing to motivate me, or is she just competing to compete? Is she just on some man?
She's just competing with you because she's like, imagine a female that genuinely thinks she's stronger than you. Would you want to be with a female like that, or would you want a submissive?
She better know. She better know how to fight. Then she better know how to fight. Then if she thinks she's stronger than me, I hope she do. I ain't gonna lie,
bro. All right, so look, you don't want your female to like cry over like a teddy bear or something. Like you don't like feminine energy.
You want her, to cry over a teddy bear? Like, oh, of course, everybody loves. That's the thing about feminine energy. Is supposed to be emotional. It's supposed to be sweet. It's supposed to be soft.
Exactly.
But I feel like, especially the way the culture is today, women are becoming almost less emotional.
So you and your homie go to an arcade, right? And you win a teddy bear that he wanted from playing a game. Do you expect your homie to cry over a teddy bear? And let's say your homie, let's say that he's like one of those people that implodes. Like he's one of those people that bottles up a lot of emotions. Would you expect him to cry over a teddy bear?
Nah,
Like a female would?
That's crazy. No, that's
exactly.
That's
so
fucking
that
crazy.
you just proved my point right then and there. Men are not more emotional than women.
But what if he did cry over the teddy bear?
What if he did?
Yeah, what if he did?
That he need to go.
He need to be more stoic. He need to masculine up.
No, bro. A man, that's highly unlikely for a man to cry over a teddy bear game.
Of course, it's highly unlikely, but that's what I'm trying to. That's my point. That's my point. Is like men are becoming more emotional. Men are getting to points where like we get the little things get to us, and we not being able to truly control. And I think it's I feel like I'm gonna say we just getting there. I feel like it's always been like there's always been niggas that can't control themselves. They don't know how to have proper control of their emotions, and they become more, you can say, feminine in emotion though. Emotional.
I would say a boy is a big difference between a boy and a man though. I'm not gonna lie, that's why I agree with your point earlier, because it is boys that's grown, that never grown into be a man.
So
it's like 23,
that's what you described.
25-year-olds that still don't know how to regulate their emotions, that get mad for people staring at them too long. But a real man, he don't have no emotions. Stoicism.
So we can come to a common ground. I think we gotta come to a good common ground, right? Men are supposed to be. We not more emotional in a sense of like we supposed to be more like we're naturally more emotional. But a lot of niggas, men are little boys, and don't have control over those emotions.
Yeah, it's like a man, but he's a boy in a man's body.
Hey, that's factual right there. That's a good joint. That's the good joint we just came to right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate the call in.
I highly disagree with the fact that what you're saying is respectfully I disagree. Like what you're saying, men is more emotional. Men are more emotional than females. I feel like that's bogus.
No, I can see why you disagree with me. Like I understand. I see the points angle you coming at. My angle was really like where niggas at today, and how like especially with like you see on social media how the culture is really shifting, and how everywhere everything is going. I'm going off based on what I'm seeing today, and not like how it really natural is. I'm saying like what society pushing, how society trying to make everybody make everything see.
I ain't gonna lie, like that's why I agree with you too, because it is like men are way like compared to 40, 50 years ago, men are like sassy now.
We losing the plot.
Like,
we losing the plot.
It's, like prime example, right? I just seen that you got. This is Asa talking about the way, Mill brother.
I'm already knowing, brother. You in?
Oh, all right. So I seen you got your haircut the other day, right?
Yeah.
That's the perfect way to carry it as a man. Like you want to be groomed, but you ever seen like them boys with the curly hair, they light skin, and they poking their lips out in the camera and all that? Bro, that is very sassy because our primal instinct is to be on our purpose, not take pictures in the mirror poking our lips out and trying to look perfect for a girl.
Right, like you got too many sassy dudes. And when I say like, you mean like sassy, like they too.
Yeah.
They losing the plot.
And that's Drake's fault, in my opinion.
Now, that's a factual point.
It's a lot of men that's just sassy out here that's just over-consumed on their looks. And, like, they'll be in the mirror for, like, 2 hours straight trying to fix their hair like a female. That's feminine energy.
Honestly,
females are the only people on this planet that's meant to be beautiful.
Honestly, my thing is, I don't think enough men are actually trying to be men. I feel like a lot of men are masquerading as men when they really acting like females.
Right. Like me, like, I'm a boxer, bro. Like, I'm on the hunt every day to, like
you on your purpose. You working. You doing your shit.
Yeah, like, do you know the feeling of, like, going to another city, to another gym to spar their fighters? Like, that's really primal. That's what we did primarily. That's what our ancestors did when we was going to war.
Like, men will be on their game. They start work. They go to work. They get their stuff ready. They be in the gym. And they be doing what they supposed to do. Providing, being a family man, being strong, being stoic.
And learning how to protect themselves and the others around them. So it's like,
I know exactly what you mean. A lot of niggas nowadays. That's why I said this prompt. A lot of niggas nowadays are being more emotional than women are, and they losing the plot of how they men are supposed to be.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that's why I still agree with your point, because it's like, damn, bro, like, nigga, like 40, 50 years ago, bro, it was not like this. Like, bro,
They don't even want to be
Even with
fathers
my
nowadays. They don't even want to be proper. A lot of niggas nowadays don't want to be dads. They just be
Tell
going. They
me
be
about
leaving
it.
the kids. I
Tell
mean,
me about it. Tell me about it, bro. They want to have babies, but they don't want to have the responsibilities of taking care of their babies. So I got 2 babies on the way. I got twins on the way, a boy and a girl. I'm more than excited.
oh shit, father man. Okay.
Yeah, I ain't announced it yet. I was going to announce it like 3 months after they were born.
Nah, you don't listen. We gonna cut this part out. Ain't nobody seen this yet. Ain't nobody gonna cut this part out. You mean fatherhood?
Yeah.
Keep it on the low. Don't worry.
I'm excited, bro. Like I seen it a long time ago. I was watching Boys in the Hood, and it was a scene in the movie where the dad was telling the son, any man can have sex and he can have babies, but it take a real man to take care of him.
Right. It take a real man to step up, be a real father, and take him up, be a provider, protector, do his responsibilities with diligence. Be also there emotionally in some way to help guide the kids through life. Because as a man, you gotta teach your kids how to work through their emotions.
I'm gonna just tell my son to breathe through his emotions. Like if you angry, if you upset, if you about to cry, cry. Just let your tears go. Because it's gonna make you emotional if you hold it in.
Ain't nothing wrong with shedding a couple of tears. We all gotta cry.
Because at the end of the day, we all human. Like, of course, we're gonna feel emotions. Of course, we're gonna be in tune with emotions, but we have to realize as a people that we're not our emotions. Like that's the key.
It's the
like when you angry and upset, and you feel weak. That's not you.
That's what it is.
And I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm against that movement. I don't like the people tell me, I didn't cry. Like, I got my homie here tell me, like, I ain't cried since, like, 2016, bro. And he think it's making him look tough. But somebody that's emotionally intelligent, bro, I'm going to look at you like you kind of crazy.
Right, like, you should, like, look, come on. Like, you going through all this shit. You tell me you're not going to drop a
tear?
tear
that's what I'm saying. I'm to the point in consciousness where I love crying. Like, I love to release. I love the way that I feel after. I love to have that cry where I'm crying like a baby because I'm releasing negative energy. And I'm going to feel good after.
And that's the point I'm trying to, like, you emotionally intelligent. You understand your emotions. You know, like, when I gotta release my shit, I gotta release. But like you said, you got friends that don't know how to do that. They just keep all that stuff pent up inside, and one day they might just snap on you. Be like, what the fuck? Why when you just? But it's all the anger they had pent up inside them. They didn't know how to release it.
Bro,
before.
you know who the most feminine men are?
Who?
YNs.
Nah, facts.
YNs are the most feminine men. You know why?
Now explain. Go ahead.
Because you can't look if a YN, right? If a YN is in public and a Caucasian looks at him for too long, he's gonna react to him like a female. Like he's going, fucking looking at
like,
he gonna say all this stuff because he a YN.
And they gonna start, and that's when niggas start getting violent. And they start pulling out guns, switches, all that, and that's when people start dying.
And then they want to look like NBA YoungBoy and shit. That's my point.
Hey yo, that's facts. That's a factual joint. Now, but I appreciate you for coming on the stream, bro. I appreciate you for calling in, bro. That was a good conversation. We got to a good common ground.
Thank you for having me. Bro. I'm gonna stay tuned, bro.
Bro. Stay sweat. Love.
Love.
That was a good convo, chat. That was a good conversation. Chat, that was a good conversation. Chat, we back in the stream, chat. We back in the stream. Who in the chat right now? How many people we got in here? I see 2 viewers on TikTok, 3 viewers on Twitch. Man, yo, tonight's prompt. Let me tell you what tonight's prompt is. Tonight's prompt is men are more emotional than women. Debate me. If you on TikTok, request right now. Debate me. If you on TikTok, you request. If you watching on the stream on Twitch, in fact, if you on TikTok, go watch on Twitch right now. You call into the number 484. But if you on TikTok, bro, you can request right now. We can have a